Hey Math All-Stars, it's Dr. Conklin here to do a lesson with you on solving equations. We're going to get into some harder ones today, but before we do, let's just take a moment to review. So you could find a spot somewhere in your packet to write these down. You could just sort of watch and review because these are the harder ones we did yesterday. I just wanted to clear up a couple things that might be tricky. So if we look at number 1, directions say to simply solve. We got this. We have y plus 3 and a big division bar. Everyone see it? Over 2 equals -5. So a couple ways to do this, but the easiest way is to think about this division bar here. Tells us that in order to work backwards, we need to do the opposite. So the opposite of dividing by 2 is multiplying by 2. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. When I do that, I'm left with y plus 3 equals -5 times 2 is -10. Now, because I have rid of that big division bar, I've got one more step. So to get y by itself, I need to do the opposite of the operation next to it. So the opposite of adding 3 would be taking away 3. So I'm going to draw my little line here. Let's take away 3 here, take away 3 here. Those guys cross off. Oh, time for the bell. Y equals -10 minus 3 is -13. And that's our answer. So notice how I'm being really neat, writing all my steps, and then boxing my answer in. Now I want to show you guys a trick with number 2. So let me focus in on number 2. We're really used to seeing the variable. So the variable in this problem is x. We're used to seeing this on the left side of the equation. You are allowed to take these things and just switch them. So I'm going to do x over 5 minus 6 equals -10. That is 100% allowed to do. When I am ready to do that and solve, I'm going to draw my line down and say, how can I get x by itself? Well, again, we want to sort of think backwards. So any addition or subtraction, we want to do first. The opposite of a -6 would be a +6. So I'm going to add 6 here and 6 here. These cancel. X over 5 equals -4. And then here's my x right here. So the opposite of dividing by 5 would be, here's my division, right? Dividing by 5 would be multiplying by 5. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. Those cancel. X equals -20. Okay, so that's just a little review from yesterday before we get into new stuff. So in your packet, if you could please open up to page 8. I got to find it. Voila. So we're on page 8, página 8. I studied in Spain for a while. And actually, my first job teaching, all my kids spoke Spanish, which was sort of neat. So I also learned. So I'm going to pick a few just to do in here. I'm not going to go too crazy. But the idea here is that we're going to start moving variables around. And some variables might even cancel and do some weird things. So let's start by looking at number, I have them written down here, so I'm just checking over which ones I want to do. Actually, you know what? I don't think we want to start on page 8, guys. I think we're actually going to start on page 9, yellow. So start on page 9. This is real life, guys. This is teaching. Okay, so the trick with these is before we solve each equation, we actually need to simplify something first. So these are a little bit trickier today because of that. These are mostly 1 or 2 step equations, but we got to do something first. So look at choice 1, or number 1. Before we can do anything, do you guys see we have 6a and 5a here? I'm going to first combine those. So 6a and 5a is 11a equals -11. And now to get a by itself, we need to get rid of that 11. So if we look at 11 and a, those are connected by multiplication. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I'm going to divide both sides by 11. So here again, use your calculator to check. A equals -1. Okay, let's look at number 3 right underneath choice 3. I don't like you saying choice 3. If we look at number 3, again, we're still on page 9. I notice that there's 1, 2, 3 things here. Usually we only have 2 things on the left side when we solve an equation. So I have to combine something. I have +6 and +3. So let's combine those. 4x plus 9 equals 17. Now, in order to get our x by itself, I need to get rid of this positive 9. So the opposite of a positive 9 is a negativo, or negative 9. So I'm going to take away 9 on both sides. 4x equals 8. Now, we think we're done, but we're not, because we still have to get that x by itself, right? So how are 4 and x connected here? I'm going to divide both sides by 4, and x equals 2. Okay, I want to zoom down and try a few that have distributive property, and then maybe we'll go to the next page. So if you guys could just sort of scroll down and look at number 11. Number 11, we know it has distributive properties, or we know we have to use distributive property because we have our parentheses here. So these are like the rainbows, rainbow 1, rainbow 1. So I'm going to do 18 equals 3 times 3 is 9, and bring your x along. 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. So in order to get x by itself, we have two things to do. We need to cancel out this negative 18. So the opposite of negative 18 is plus 18. And notice how I'm lining it up underneath here. So 36 equals 9x. Sorry guys, it looks like a 86. And then to get 9 by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 9. So x equals 4. Okay, and then let's go into 12 as well. So I'm going to circle 12. Oops, can't see the number. Hello. And we're going to distribute. So I'm going to distribute. 30 equals negative 5 times 6 is negative 30n. Negative 5 times 6 again is negative 30. Okay, so now I'm going to draw my little line so that we can, what we do to one side, we can do to the other. Let's start. To get n by itself, I need to cancel that negative 30, or subtraction with 30. Those are going to cancel. 60 equals negative 30n. And then again, to get n by itself, we need to divide both sides by negative 30. So n equals negative 2. And that's our final answer. Some of these are a little bit trickier, which not saying you guys can't handle it, because I know you could. But I think what we're going to do is I'm going to circle a couple right now and have you guys take a picture of page 9. So we did a few with you, but what I'd like you guys to do is, for homework tonight, again, you're going to take a picture of page 9 and finish on your own. Number 2, number 4. Here, I'll give you guys a hint. You're going to get n equals 0, but show us some work. Number 5, number 6, 7, you're gonna, oh wait, you know what, don't do 7, sorry. Do not do 7, there's a trick to it. 8, 9, 10. So far on page 9, we're gonna have you do 2 to 6, 8 to 10, and then also just a few on the next page, page 10. Okay, if you guys could circle number 15, number 17, and number 19. Okay, so let me put that assignment all in one spot for you guys, and I will, certainly we will rewrite that out for you. Actually, I think it's nice to have it written all out in a line, so let me add a page here for you guys. So if you want to take a picture, you can. Oops. It's like strawberries. Yeah, homework, classwork, so try to get this done so that we can look it over and see if there are any questions. But page 9, 2 to 6, page 10, numbers 15, 17, and 19. And we will check, that does not like a 15, we will check over your work. All right, so really quick, because fall is almost on its way out. One of my favorite animals in fall is Mr. Butterfly, so I just want to draw you guys a quick butterfly. Tell you that we think you guys are doing awesome. This is one of the most challenging years to learn, and we're so proud of you, especially all of you that are doing your work every day, asking questions, getting help. Keep up the awesome work, superstars. And we are super proud of you. We love math. Yay! Have a great day.